You're driving home in California. Red and blue lights flash behind you. Your stomach drops. You pull over. The officer walks up, takes your license, your registration, and then comes the question, do you mind if I search your car? There's a pause. And in that pause, your entire future might be sitting because one wrong word in that moment can turn a routine traffic stop into handcuffs, a court date, and criminal charges. If you live in California, you need to know exactly what to say and exactly what not to say if an officer asks to search your car. Hi, I'm Nana Knight, and I'm a criminal defense attorney here in California, and I've defended countless cases that started with the 3 words, sure, go ahead. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact sentence you should use, when police can search anyway, and the mistake that turns small stops into serious cases. Let's start with the part that most people get wrong. Step 1, stay calm, because when those lights go on behind you, your body goes into a fight or flight mode. Your heart's racing, your hands are shaking, thoughts are spinning in your head. That reaction is normal. But police are trained to interpret nervous behavior as suspicious behavior. If you're fidgeting, arguing, talking too much, maybe you're sweating, you might think you're explaining yourself. They might think that you're hiding something. So slow everything down. Keep your hands visible, speak respectfully, short answers, calm tone. Not because you're guilty, but because composure can protect you in these circumstances. Now let's talk about what to say. Step number 2, the sentence that protects you. In California, police can ask to search your car. They're asking for your consent. But in most situations, you have the right to say no. Unless they have probable cause, a warrant, or a specific legal exception, they need your permission. So when an officer says, do you mind if I take a look inside your vehicle? You say, officer, I don't consent to a search. That's it. Not, I don't think so, or why, or I have nothing to hide. Go ahead. Just say, I do not consent to a search. Clear, calm, respectful. The moment you say yes, giving away your strongest legal protection. But what if you have nothing to hide? The nothing to hide trap, let's talk about this. This is where smart people make dangerous mistakes. You think, I'm not doing anything wrong, I have nothing to hide. Why not just let them look? Because you don't actually know everything that's in your car. Maybe you borrowed the car. Maybe a friend left something behind that you're not aware of. Maybe there's an old prescription bottle, a pocket knife, an empty beer can. Once you consent, officers can search your trunk, the glove box, your bags, any containers inside your vehicle. It doesn't have to be illegal to become a problem for you. This isn't about hiding. It's about not creating risk where none existed before. But what if you say no and they search anyway? So let's talk about situations when the police don't need your permission. In California, police can search your car without consent if they have probable cause. This means they smell marijuana or alcohol, or they see something illegal in plain view. Someone admits there's contraband. And in those situations, your refusal may not stop the search. But you should still say, I do not consent to a search, because if they didn't have actual probable cause, your attorney can later challenge that search and anything that is recovered pursuant to that potentially illegal search. And if the search is ruled illegal by a judge, then the evidence could be thrown out or suppressed. Now, here's the mistake that makes things worse for you. Never physically resist. If an officer searches after you have refused, do not argue physically, do not block them, do not resist, do not slam doors, do not be disrespectful. That can lead to obstruction or resisting charges, which is something you want to avoid. Instead, stay calm and repeat, I do not consent to the search, and let your lawyer fight it later. Should you record the stop? In California, you generally have the right to record police in public as long as you don't interfere. If it's safe, you can say, I'm recording for my safety. Keep the phone visible. No sudden movements. Video or even audio can become powerful evidence later on, but safety comes first, which brings us to what we do after the stop ends. After the stop, do this immediately. As soon as you're somewhere safe, write down the officer's name, their badge number, if you remember, the location, the time, what was said, whether you refused consent, because details fade fast, but details also win cases. And if you're arrested, there's only one move left. What to do if you're arrested? You can say, I want to speak to a lawyer. Then stop talking. Not because you're guilty, but because explaining yourself roadside often makes things worse. Let your attorney do the explaining later on. So the final takeaway is, if police ask to search your car in California, stay calm, be polite, clearly refuse consent. Never resist physically and document everything. Ask for a lawyer if needed. You don't need to win an argument on the side of the road. You just need to protect your rights, because the difference between driving home and facing charges can be one sentence. Traffic stops aren't the only high-risk situations. There's another type of stop where officers make even more critical mistakes, and it can cost you your license and land you in jail. Watch my next video on the biggest errors police make during DUI stops in California and how those mistakes can save your case. Click here, and I'll see you over there.